Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your video on perimeter and area. If you hear any strange noises in the background, it's because my dog Buddy is eating like a maniac. Your target today is that I can find the perimeter and area of rectangles and squares. Should be very familiar to you. We're going to work on showing our work and knowing what our vocabulary means and our labels. So perimeter, a vocab word for perimeter. You'll realize that that's the distance around a figure. So it is not the space that it takes up, but it's going to be the distance along the outside of a shape. So you can fill that vocab in. For a rectangle, in words, it's described as it is twice the sum of the length and the width. So that helps us write an equation, knowing how we read words. So twice the sum of the length and the width. So you can do it a couple of different ways. You can do 2 of the lengths plus 2 of the widths. Or we know that addition is multiplication, repeated addition. So twice the length plus twice the width. Or if you did distribution, it's twice the sum of the length and the width. Generally, this is the one I go with, but other ones are welcome as well. So we're going to go right ahead and try. What I always do is I write down the formula that I'm going to use to find the perimeter first, and I label my sides. So I'm going to say this is my length, this is my width. Since you're only adding and multiplying, rearranging the order, if I were to say this is my length and this is my width, it really wouldn't matter. Usually I say length is the long side, just because that helps you remember it. But again, it doesn't necessarily make a difference. So perimeter is twice the length, which I decided was 15, plus twice the width, which I decided was 4. Let's think about why that makes sense. If you're looking for the distance around, well, I have one length and another length, that's why I have 2 of them, and one width and another width, that's why there's 2 of them. So if I were to fence this space, I would need to know the whole distance around. So then I have perimeter is 2 times 15 is 30. 2 times 4 is 8. Notice how I show all my work. I don't just plug it into a calculator. Since there was no multiplying of units, I did multiply, but I didn't do units times units. I did units times 2. Perimeter is single units, just centimeters. Alright, it's up for you to try here if you're ready. Otherwise, follow along and then try again. It's always better that you try, because no harm in being wrong on the first day. You can learn from your mistakes. So I'm finding the perimeter. Perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. Length is 8. Width is 5. Remember, don't chase me if I'm going too quickly for you. Pause. Work at your own pace. Twice the length, which is 8. Twice the width, which is 5. Not just plugging it in. I did 2 times 6 is 8. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 5 is 10. My perimeter then is 26 centimeters. Alright, we're going to find the perimeter. Now, sometimes you're going to have to draw a picture. You're going to see word problems. Do not panic. Just look at the important information. So, I see that I'm being asked to find the perimeter when the length is 14.5 and the width is 12.5. So I simply write down the important information, looking for perimeter. Length is 14.5. Width is 12.5. Maybe I draw a picture. Maybe it's not going to be an accurate to scale picture by any means, but it will help me maybe visualize. And then so I write my formula. And I plug in what I know. And then I work on solving. So I know that twice of 14 is 28, so another half would be 29. 12 is 24, so another half is 25. And I add those together for 54. And then since this was in inches, inches. Okay, here are a couple more just word problems. Give them a try, and I'm going to kind of whip through them so you're not here all day. Ellen is designing a rectangular garden, so right away that tells me it's a rectangle. I'm going to draw myself a picture. He wants the width to be 8 feet. He also wants to put a fence around. That tells me perimeter. The garden, if it has 40 feet of fencing, what is the greatest length it could be? So notice, fencing, he gave us the fencing that would go around. He actually gave us the perimeter, and now we're looking for the length. Remember, what is the question means that's what we want to know. So this time, in our formula, perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. We're given perimeter, we're looking for length, and we know our width. So this is just like an equation, a two-step equation. We solve for our unknown variable. So if you want to do train text to help you, that's fine. So we have twice the length is equal plus twice the width, which is 16, is equal to 40. So we work backwards. We undo, say without the width. The width takes up 16 feet of fencing. So we have twice the length. We'll need 24 feet of fencing. Divide by 2. We get that our length is 12 feet. And hey, you can plug that back in to check. Alright, Angela bought a frame for a photo of her friends. So frame, we're picturing a square, rectangle. The width of the frame is 8 inches. So I have 8 inches. The distance around the frame is 36. Distance around tells me that's my perimeter. What is the length? So we're looking for our length. So perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. 36 is twice what number plus 2 times our width of 8. Solving. 36 is twice the length plus 16. So without the width, we have 20 inches left for twice the length. Divide by 2. And we get that the length is 10 inches. Okay. That was perimeter. Area now, you've seen this before again. Area is the distance the shape takes up on the inside. Okay. So the area of a rectangle or square here is the product, meaning multiplication, of length and width. Sometimes you'll just see this also as base times height when we get to parallelograms. So you could also see this as base and height. So we're going to start right away with words and try to draw some pictures and figure these out. So the area of a rectangle is, so I write down what I'm given, area is 53 and 94. Notice it's square feet. The width is 8.7 feet. Find the length. So we're going right away to use this formula to find what we don't know. So our formula is area equals length times width. We're given a value for area. We don't know our length. We know our width is 8.7. Notice that in area, the units were square feet. Well, if I have square feet and I divide by this unit of feet, I'm going to have just a single feet at this point because one of those will go away. So I solve for my variable, just undoing multiplication with division. And when I do that, you can use a calculator here to check your work. So I have 53 and 94 hundredths divided by 8 and 7 tenths. For 6 and 2 tenths is the length. Our units would be that our length is 6.2 feet. Okay, again, a couple more of these, finding the missing length or width when given information. So it says, what is the width? That's our variable. When we're given the area and the length. So I do the formula. Notice very routine, length times width, and we plug in what we know. We've done this plenty of times in different units. Now we're applying it to another meaning. We're applying expressions and equations and solving. Divide by 9. So we find out that 135 area of square meters divided by a length of 9 would give us that our width would be 15 meters. Very last one, you're doing great. Steve built a square dog pen that has a perimeter of 240. So we're going back to perimeter here just to test you out quick. 240. So here's the thing about a square. We're looking for the length. Well, a square, all sides are the same. So we kind of think it's side and side, length and width are the same unit. So what you could think of if area is length times width, but both of those are the same. Area for a square also could be area is side squared. For perimeter, since perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width, but these are the same, perimeter for a square can really be 4 times the side. So our perimeter is 240, which is 4 times the side length that we don't know. So really, you can just take 240 and divide it by 4 to find out that each side length is 60 inches. Perfect. All right, so again, some of those might have gone a little fast. Didn't want to keep you here all day. You can slow me down. You can rewatch, pause. It's really a matter of just not chasing and writing down the important information and what is best for you. Write down your formulas, bring your questions. See you soon.